What's going on, guys? The tongue is back, and today I got a beer review for you. We're going to be looking at Citra Ass Down by Against the Grain Brewery. This is 8.3% alcohol, I believe. Yeah, 8.2% alcohol. I believe I picked this up at Midtown Wine and Spirits down on on Church Street there, and this is 1 pint 6 fluid ounces or 650 milliliters. This is a pretty big bottle, and 8.2%. It is a double IPA. It's got a really cool label. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. It's got like a lumberjack, or it's got like a dude, with a beard on there, and he's wearing like some green plaid shirt, and there's like a, I don't know what quite that is, like a turkey or something, I don't know, some kind of bird with like some arrows through it and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know, it's a pretty cool looking label. It's kind of different. I don't know really what that means, but anyways, let's look at the label here. It says Citra Ass Down and Crush This Beer. I like the name of this beer. It's kind of cool. It's different. Like Citra, they probably use Citra hops. And it's like it's kind of like Sit Your Ass Down, but it's Citra. It's kind of a cool name. Anyways, let's read the rest of this. It says this beer is not candy or mother's milk. It's not brewed by gypsies or aliens, nor does it contain any zombie dirt. This is a double IPA brewed with Citra hops. It's citrusy, sticky, hoppy, and delicious. Simply drink it and enjoy it. Don't hoard this beer. Citra Ass Down and drink it now. And it even says here that the proper serving temperature is 48 degrees, and it looks like they say you should drink it out of a tulip glass. That's what most tulip glasses look like shape-wise. It's very similar. But yeah, it's got a pretty high rating on Untappd. I think it had like a 3.9 out of 5, which is pretty high for most for a lot of beers. But let's go ahead and try this stuff out here. I like a good IPA. And wow, oh, that smells like an IPA right off the bat. I'm drinking out of my New Belgium Globe. I love drinking beer out of this glass. It's always good to drink out of a glass and not the bottle. You want the beer to be able to breathe. And even if you don't have the correct beer glass for the style, drinking it out of any glass is going to be good enough. This isn't the correct beer glass for the style because they actually have IPA glasses now. But any glassware will work. As long as you have a glass, it doesn't have to be the correct one. But yeah. Anyways, let's see. It's got a good one-finger head. Hazy, which is what you expect from an IPA. It's definitely a hop haze. It's got kind of a goldenish color a little bit. Lots of carbonation rising from the middle of the glass. And lots of, like I said, very, very hazy. And it's got that kind of goldeny color, but a little bit darker than like a typical, like say a lager, which would be a very golden color. Yeah, lots of carbonation rising from the middle of the glass. Got a pretty good head going. Let's get the aroma on this sucker. Right away, you get that Citra hop. You get the hoppiness. It's very citrusy, hoppy. You get a little bit of a pininess as well from it. It's not as much as the citrus, but you do get a slight bit of pininess from it. I'm trying to pull in some other flavors, and really the aroma, the hops really kind of take over the aroma. You don't really smell much of the malts or anything else in there. The aroma definitely takes over. It looks good. It looks like an IPA. Let's go ahead and dig in. Cheers. That's good. Let me take another sip here. It's very... You taste that Citra hop. Very citrusy, almost grapefruity. Not quite like a Cascade would be, I believe, would be a little more grapefruity, but this is definitely very kind of citrusy and kind of sweet. But then on the back end of it, it's very bitter. It's definitely, it's kind of like, it's very hoppy, but it's a mixture between like very aromatic and flavorful hop character to then a very bitter hop character. So it starts off, you know, really nice and flavorful and aromatic, and then finishes off very bitter. It's a nice beer. It's a nice IPA. You don't really get a whole lot of the maltiness from it. Definitely more hoppy. Definitely get more of like a sweetness from the malts as well as the hops. You definitely get more of a sweetness from the malts rather than like a breadiness or a darkness or whatever. It's more of like a sweetness from the malts. It's pretty good. It's pretty darn tasty, and at 8.2%, you don't notice the 8.2% alcohol. You really, the flavor of the hops and the bitterness of the hops take over, excuse me, they take over the alcohol, so you don't really notice it. So this would be a beer that would probably, this beer would surprise you. And obviously, with it being, you know, a bottle that's this big, you know, it's going to be, you know, one bottle of this is probably going to be pretty good for you. I mean, like I said, it's 8.2%, but you don't really notice the 8.2%. They hid the alcohol well, but I think they did that by making it a double IPA and really kind of letting the hops take over. You don't really get a whole lot of the alcohol at all, which is good, which is a sign of a good beer. At a high, once you start to get into the high alcohol beers, the 7%, 8%, you know, 9, 10, 12, 13, and beyond, you know, can the brewer make it so that you don't taste the alcohol or even smell the alcohol as much? If you can do that, then, you know, you've got something going there. Because, you know, some beers right away you're like, this is definitely, you know, 8.2%, and other beers like this one you don't really notice it. So this one is definitely it's good. They hid the alcohol well. It's very hoppy, very citrusy, like you would expect from a Citra hop. Very, very well done beer. I like it a lot. This beer would get me into trouble because you would drink it faster than you normally would with an 8.2% because you wouldn't think about it. So, anyways, I would probably give this one an 8 out of 10. No, yeah, I would give this one an 8 out of 10. It's a good beer. I like IPAs, but they're not my go-to. So, again, a good solid beer. If you like IPAs, if you like double IPAs, this one's going to be good. Check it out. It's Citra Ass Down by Against the Grain Brewery. And thanks for watching, folks. And I'll see you in the next video.